already live. Oh, you were? Hell yeah. All right, well.
And I really dig your chainsaw-equipped motorbike.
Oh, yeah.
That is very cool.
That's my brother's.
Yeah, and where does he go?
Do you want me to put that somewhere, or you got it?
Do I got it?
All right, you got it.
You mean like plop myself down here? What
Yeah.
are we on? What are we live? What are
Oh,
we
we're
doing?
live already. We got 34,000 people watching.
Yo, hello everybody. Look, I just put on my Up in Arms hat.
Hell yeah.
Hi everybody.
Kaya.
Oh, and I got the dog.
Do you want me to? I can tell her to.
No,
go back
I like the dog.
Okay, Ben Cohen, ladies and gentlemen, of the Ben of Ben and Jerry's.
Jeez.
Live and alive in the building. Very excited. People are saying ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream.
Yeah.
That wasn't a joke. No. Ben
I should have brought you ice cream. Shit.
Damn.
Forgot.
I thought you would. I'm
Sorry,
not gonna
man.
lie.
You know,
I thought you would.
I thought I would too. I mean, I didn't know. I was look. I got some kind of magic. I got magic pieces of paper.
What is that? Oh my God! No.
Turns into ice cream.
No.
Yeah. That
We got free. This coupon's good for anyone. Ben and Jerry's pint bag of cookie dough chunks. Let's go.
This is for your listeners.
Okay. Do you want me to just show it and whoever gets it first?
Yes.
Is that how this goes?
Yes.
Like I just put it on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Whoever gets the coupon first and takes it to a store wins. Okay. Are you ready? There it is. Hold on. Boom. I hope that works. And if not, I'll just post it. I'll just post it on the I'll post it on my Twitter. How about that?
What? You post it on your Twitter and it works?
I'll take a photo of it on my
There's
Twitter.
Another one.
Another one. You're giving me so much free ice
Well,
cream.
of course, I forgot to bring you the pints,
no,
man.
it's
I gotta
fine, it's
bring
fine,
you
it's
the
fine.
pieces of paper here.
Okay. I'm
gonna have
be...
to come up with Zen favorite ice cream for you.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I mean, you're
What? He's got Zen.
No,
He's got
I have
extra.
Zen everywhere.
He's got essential. Man, what the guy runs on
The
zero
Dr. Pepper.
sugar, Dr. Pepper, and cream.
Yeah.
All right.
all right. So, Ben, I have so much to talk to you about. You were detained briefly, right?
I
Where
was.
You were protesting at the RFK Jr. hearing.
It's true. Yeah.
You're very progressive. You're an OG. You're one of the OGs.
I'm definitely
original
old.
gangster. No. That doesn't mean old. That means you're the original gangster.
All right. I'm an original gangster.
And I want to hear more about the story of how Ben and Jerry's came about. Where you're from, for the people that might not know. Let's get started at the beginning.
Sure. I was born in 1951 in Brooklyn. I stayed there for a year and a half. My parents moved to Long Island. I stayed there till I was 18. I met my friend Jerry running around the track in gym class. We were the two slowest, fattest kids in the class. We learned to like each other. We stuck together. I dropped out of a whole bunch of colleges. Jerry went to 4 years straight, tried to get into med school and couldn't get in. I tried to become a potter. Nobody would buy my pottery. We felt like we were both failures. And we decided to start our own business. Our idea was that we wanted to live in a rural college town, and we thought we would take a food trend that was just starting off in the big cities. And
But you were there when ice cream was popping off for the first time ever. That's crazy.
Well, when homemade ice cream was popping off, I think it was Dolly Madison, the president's wife, who really started ice cream in the U.S. But that was before my time.
Have you ever seen in the USSR they have like they place a lot of importance on ice cream, where I think it was like. There's this thing, I forget what it is. Hold on, I'm going to pull this up real quick. And we do things a little bit non-traditional here for the record. It's just like, it's a normal, organic conversation. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, so if I have a pain in my neck and I just bought some off-brand Icy Hot, I can rub it on.
I have like pads and stuff too if you want one.
A pad?
Yeah, I could
What
get you
kind
like a heating pad. You could slap it on if you want.
Yeah, man. I want to be like Hassan.
For sure. Palombier is a type of ice cream made with vanilla, cream, eggs, and sugar, originally created in the Soviet Union in 1937. And I think it was like a big, what do you call it? It was like a big deal where they wanted to make sure that all kids were able to get it. So ice cream has been an important. Ice cream has had a history in politics as well. It seems where even in the USSR they were like we gotta make sure that the kids and everybody else gets to have their treats, specifically ice cream.
Absolutely true. I was actually in the Soviet Union. At the end of the Soviet Union, Gorbachev was setting up. He allowed you to have joint ventures.
Yeah,
and we set up a Ben&Jerry'S joint venture.
No way.
Yeah,
that's sick. That's like
in Karelia, the Russian state of Karelia.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
Petrozavodsk. It's right on the border with Finland.
Let's see. Okay, that's never mind. That's
whoa, jeez, what the heck was
just
that?
Reddit, Ukrainian conflict. But what is this? Okay, never mind.
All right.
That most of it is just about Ukraine. So you're wearing a common side effect shirt. Before we continue with the history lesson about how you arrived at this ice cream behemoth, and became known for that. You're wearing a common side effect shirt. Have you watched it? It's one of my favorite shows. I love it.
Yes, I watched the whole thing. I totally
it's amazing.
love it. They're in the middle of producing a new series, a new.
Is the second season or just like an entirely new season? Okay,
the second season.
Thank God, because some of those shows, dude, they can just get canceled, even if it's good. Especially if it's good, they usually cancel them. But it's amazing that you're repping him. You said you were hanging out with him earlier.
Yeah. I
Hell
just
yeah.
came from there. That's why I didn't bring any ice cream, because I came straight
ate all
from
the
there.
ice cream.
That's correct. They've
Okay.
got the ice cream. You know those guys? Go to their
I
freezer.
I don't know those guys. I'm gonna go
Well,
check
they're
them
really
out.
good guys. You should see them.
Do you want an icy hot
really
patch?
like you. Well, I just put this stuff on. I think it'll work.
All right, perfect. So you start Ben&Jerry's. How did it, like in the beginning? I assume that there was a lot of limitations, a lot of hurdles that you had to clear in the process, right? Did it explode in popularity from the start?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, we started as this little homemade ice cream parlor. Never expected to be anything more than that. In an old converted gas station that was falling apart in Burlington, Vermont, and in terms of getting business permits back then and health permits and the fire permit, all that stuff, it was a lot easier than it is now.
Oh, okay.
So there's kind of less in that way. There was less obstacles.
Yeah, the pesky nanny state hadn't intervened.
Right.
Bernie Sanders, the devastating, the dangerous mayor of Burlington, hadn't come in yet.
He was just running for mayor for the first time as we were starting up. I guess we started a little before him, and I remember being at the incredible, huge celebration in the basement of Memorial Auditorium, scooping ice cream for the victory party.
Wow, you were there from the beginning.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like he hasn't changed his look at all.
He hasn't changed.
He's looked like he was this age back then.
It's true. He hasn't changed his look. He hasn't changed his politics. He hasn't changed his stump speech.
I know.
It's the beautiful thing about Bernie is just how consistent he is. And, some people complain, Bernie, you're always saying the same thing. And he was saying, when we start having justice in this country, I'll start saying something different.
Yeah. So you go through the process, not as many hurdles back then as there are now.
I mean, the big hurdle was we didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
I mean, we had $4,000 apiece, and we were planning on getting a loan from the SBA, but we couldn't get a long enough lease on this old gas station that was falling apart, so we couldn't get the loan from the SBA, and the bank kicked in another $4,000, so it was $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
Started Ben&Jerry's. kind of amazing. I guess you can't really start a business on $12,000 now.
Yeah, no, that definitely can't. So let me ask you, getting right into it, Trump is president again.
Oy.
Yes, I don't know if you knew that. Trump is president. Guys,
Oh,
that's what's going on. Sorry.
on,
Hate
make
to be
me
the bear.
happy.
Hate to be the bearer
don't
of
rub
bad
it in.
news. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. And one thing that I have routinely talked about with Ben&Jerry's is the component of marketing and political advocacy. Specifically because I always use Ben&Jerry's as a great example of a company that, in spite of corporate takeovers, in spite of control by much larger conglomerates, Ben&Jerry's has always maintained political advocacy as a part of its mission. And I think is largely in part because of your direction, right? Like this is a genuine thing that you care about, as opposed to Target, for example, or many other mega corporations in this country that will only aesthetically get on board with performative activism in an effort to do marketing. And the second part of this is that I now fear that we're moving in the direction where a lot of companies have completely cast aside the previous performative liberalism, the performative wokeness, if you will, to now move in the direction of right-wing politics, broadcasting right-wing politics as though it is a virtuous position to have. Have you noticed this as well in your experience?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have, Hassan.
That was a wordy question. I just lobbed it up for you.
And I have thought about that, and I think all that's going on is that most businesses, most corporations don't really have a social mission. They are not values-led businesses. They are businesses whose purpose is to maximize profits today, in the here and now. And so, think about it. I mean, if you're a business and your only purpose is to maximize profits today, you go along to get along. If the current president says X, you say, yeah, baby. If he says Y, you say, yeah, baby. And if he says Z, yeah, I'm on board with that. Yeah. Because they don't have a heart, they don't have a soul, they don't have a spirit. And that, I think, is the interesting thing about Ben&Jerry's. Is it's a business, it's a thing, but it has a heart and a soul and a spirit. And it's the idea of being values-led, not profit-led. Values-led is a term that was coined by Anita Roddick, who started the Body Shop. So the Ben&Jerry's mission, and we went through a lot of difficulties in order to get to this point. There was a lot of internal dissension, there was external criticism, but the Ben&Jerry's mission is a three-part mission. So we have a social mission, we have a product quality mission, and we have a financial mission. And the interesting thing about them is that they are written horizontally to make the point that no one of them comes before the other. They're all interconnected. And staying true to those missions is what keeps Ben&Jerry's Ben&Jerry's.
Yeah. You mentioned that there was some struggles that took place in the process. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. In the early days, the struggles were mostly internal. I would say, let's take a stand on a particular issue. For instance, peace.
Dangerous prospect. An ever-present danger to the military-industrial complex. You're speaking a dangerous language, sir.
Let's suggest that the government take 1% of the Pentagon budget and use it for peace through understanding activities between the U.S. and the former Soviet Union. You know, because the people, they don't have anything against each other, and yet we were in this Cold War.
I feel like that kind of dangerous language would have gotten you denaturalized back in the day. if you
Probably
were
today.
a little bit younger, or now. Exactly.
So we were coming out with a chocolate-covered ice cream pop on a stick, and you know, normally you write about, oh, you're going to taste the most amazing chocolate-covered ice cream pop on a stick you ever had. It's so smooth, so rich, so creamy, so chocolatey. And instead, we said, let's call this a peace pop, and let's use the copy on the package to talk about making peace instead of war and shifting this money out of the Pentagon. And it was incredibly controversial within the company that people were saying, our executives were saying, the people on the board of directors were saying, you know, business that's not business's role. Business should not be trying to advocate for particular national government policies. And it was you know, quite a heated discussion. And finally, you know, I kind of forced it through, and nothing happened. I mean, people were saying that what's going to happen is, you know, we set up this new plant that's designed to make these chocolate-covered ice cream pops on a stick. If we come out with this packaging, right-wing groups are going to picket the supermarkets. The supermarket's going to take it off the shelf, and none of that stuff ever came to pass.
Yeah. Well, it probably helps if it's delicious.
Yeah.
Because if it was not good, it'd be easier to be like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah.
No, this is something that I've seen in my own industry as well. Streaming, the internet, like content creators, like a lot of them, I think, are at the mercy of the broader audience and like whatever they're saying, and they never want to lead by example because they're afraid of like corporations pulling out. They're afraid of companies saying, "Oh, we're going to blacklist you." They're afraid of companies saying like, "Oh, you speak on this political issue. I don't necessarily think that's appropriate for our brand." And for that reason, I think they choose not to make a stand. They choose not to take a reasonable moral stand like you just described. And I feel like that creates an environment where without that bravery, without that courage, that creates an environment where the only ones who are speaking loudly are oftentimes right-wingers that don't have these sorts of fears, that don't care about these sorts of things, especially when the administration is like heavily leaning on that kind of domination as well, even on the corporate side. One of the things that I've seen is that the Trump administration is actively bullying corporations as well into taking positions against what they've defined is woke. Now, it's largely optics. And I don't think that any of these corporations actually cared about anything beyond profits to begin with, right? So therefore, back in the day when they were actually pushing for ESG or DEI initiatives or any number of different statements that they made, they were doing so in an effort to do marketing, but it wasn't genuine. But now they're moving in the right-wing direction, and I fear that this is creating a permission structure for people to go, oh yeah, being a bad person is actually a virtue. Pushing these vices is actually a good thing. And I think it makes the entire environment less safe for everybody, not just marginalized groups in particular, but it just makes the environment that we're living in more toxic overall.
Yeah, I think that's really true. I mean, the word that's been going through my mind lately is cutthroat. I mean, I think about Trump's original book. What was it? The Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
And in that book, he's saying, there's so many people who say that a good deal is when both parties come away from it thinking we did pretty good. We feel okay about this. And he said, no, that's bullshit. A good deal is when you get everything you want and the other guy feels fucked over. Is that allowed? Are we allowed to say
Yo,
that?
you can curse as much as you want. Yeah.
And he's running the country the same way.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't care about cooperation. He doesn't care about respecting the other guy. He wants, I mean, when he talks about America first, he's talking about everybody else last.
Yeah.
And it's
not even good for America broadly either. It's just good for him and his buddies. Him and his like most loyal servants, basically. Picking apart what remains of this country's carcass for scraps, basically. Dismantling the regulatory agencies and the like. Going back to Ben and Jerry's, one of the positions that I think, or at least was very impactful for someone like myself, was the implementation of BDS to a certain degree at Ben and Jerry's when I believe you guys pulled sales from the occupied West Bank. Do you mind talking about that a little bit?
I'd love to talk about that, but I really would like to get some of that smart water that you got.
Absolutely. Do you want smart water? I have that as well.
Oh yeah, any kind of liquid.
There you go.
I'm not.
Well, I have sodas back there too. If you want Mountain Dew.
No. I'm much better at
just drinking water.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No.
Everyone always gets on me in the chat when they're like, why don't you offer your guests anything? Now they're going to cook me. They're going to say, you didn't offer your guests anything.
Well, it's because I didn't bring you any ice cream.
It's tit for tat.
I understand.
Art of the deal.
So, the Israel.
Yeah.
So I want to be clear that we did not, what we were doing was not BDS. What is that?
Boycott, divestments, and sanctions.
Boycott,
Yes.
divestment, and sanctions. What we were doing was our ice cream was being sold in Israel. It was being sold through a licensee that was also manufacturing the product there. And we told them that we don't want our ice cream being sold in the West Bank because we disagree with how Israel is treating people in the West Bank. And somehow or other, the ice cream showed up in the West Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back and forth on that for a while, and eventually we said, hey, we really mean it. You need to pull the ice cream, not sell the ice cream in the West Bank. And so then we refused to renew that licensee's contract on that basis. And so the ice cream was not sold in the West Bank, and Unilever, who is the parent of Ben & Jerry's, owns Ben & Jerry's at the moment, was doing a lot of other business in Israel, many other brands, many other products. And Israel kind of came to, talk to the Unilever guys, the top Unilever guys.
They call the managers.
Right. And they said, if you don't take care of the situation, we're going to kick you out of Israel, for all your products, all your businesses. And so what Unilever did was they sold the rights to Ben & Jerry's to an Israeli, and now Ben & Jerry's in Hebrew. They didn't sell. You can't write it in English, but is now available anywhere in Israel or the occupied territories, I guess.
But it's not called Ben & Jerry's. It's in Hebrew.
It's in Hebrew. It's Hebrew letters that I guess are pronounced Ben & Jerry's. But that was illegal according to the terms of the contract, the acquisition agreement that was made with Ben & Jerry's when they bought Ben & Jerry's. Ben & Jerry's has an independent board of directors who is responsible for the social mission and the essential integrity of the brand, marketing, and the product quality. And so that move by Unilever usurped the power of the board, and so the board sued Unilever, and there was an out of court settlement, and now the board is saying that Unilever did not live up to the out of court settlement, and so they're suing Unilever again.
Oh wow!
So
Okay,
that's the.
I didn't know this was still ongoing.
That's the current.
They're like, no, the West Bank has to get Ben and Jerry's. They're adamant. I mean, this is a part of, I think, a much broader, much more complex influence peddling operation that has taken place in America to basically get as many people on board, or to completely diminish like some of the most violent aspects of Israel's occupation over the course of the past 80 years. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that specifically, considering that you were